I'm Kathavachak and welcome to the realm of Katha. Today we bring to you the second part of Betal Pachisi series. So let's begin. The first story is about Somprabha, who was a multi-talented and a very beautiful girl. Her mother, father and brother were all really happy for her and wanted her to get married soon. But there was a fierce demon living near their house who had vowed and told the family that he would abduct Somprabha. This created tension amongst the whole family. One day, Somprabha's father was traveling when his group was attacked by a group of fierce bandits. Then a handsome and brave warrior came and defeated all the bandits with his weaponry and physical strength. This impressed Somprabha's father and he offered his daughter's marriage to the brave warrior, which he accepted gladly. At the same time, Somprabha's mother met a poet who had written beautiful poems about Somprabha's beauty and charm. This impressed her and she offered her hand to him as well, which he also accepted. At the same time, her brother met an engineer who had created a beautiful aeroplane and he offered his sister's hand to him, which he also accepted. At the matchmaking ceremony, all the three suitors arrived and the choice was given to Somprabha to choose her betrothed. Then suddenly the demon arrived and abducted Somprabha and took her to his cave. Now the three suitors decided to rescue Somprabha. The poet knew the location of the demon, so they boarded the engineer's plane and reached the cave of the demon. The warrior bravely fought him and pinned him down. After rescuing Somprabha, all four of them returned safely to her home. After finishing the story, Betal asked King Vikram, "So now, my dear king, tell me, who should Somprabha marry? The warrior, the poet, or the engineer?" The king thought for a bit and said, "Dear Betal, it's a husband's duty to protect his wife in all forms of danger. The warrior was the only one who was able to defeat the demon and protect Somprabha. So ideally, Somprabha should choose him as her betrothed." Hearing the king's response, Betal smiled and said, "My dear king, you are absolutely right. But since you opened your mouth, I'm gone." And then he flew back. Vikram started his journey again with Betal, and so did another story. This story is about Prince Vajramukti. Prince Vajramukti was friends with his minister's son. One day, both the friends went into a forest and got lost. They reached a neighboring town, and the prince saw a beautiful girl. When he asked her name, her address, and her father's occupation, she replied to him by pointing at a lotus, touching her ear, and acting as if uprooting a tooth. The prince got puzzled and he looked at his friends who was actually good at solving puzzles. The friend smiled and said, "So her name is Padmavati. She is from a town called Karnapur and her father is a dentist." Both the friends searched and found her house and met her father, and Prince proposed marriage for the daughter, which she accepted gladly. The only problem was that King of Karnapur also was smitten by her beauty and wanted to marry her. When he got to know, Vajramukti initially was angered, but then his friend proposed that they should resolve this in a more peaceful way. So the friend disguised himself as a thief and stole Padmavati's jewellery. And then he again disguised himself as a sage and went to the king of Karnapur. He told the king that, "See, I have the jewellery and this girl tried to entice me with her beauty. So ideally you should not marry her." This enraged the king and he immediately ordered the exile for Padmavati. Padmavati happily then married Prince Vajramukti and started living happily ever after. After finishing the story, Betal again asked, "So now, King Vikram, tell me, who is the bigger culprit of three? Is it the king? Is it the Prince Vajramukti? Or is it his friend? Tell me fast or your head will blow into thousand pieces." The King Vikram thought for a bit and said, "Dear Betal, see, the Prince Vajramukti was in love and his friend was only trying to fulfill his duty as a friend. But the King of Karnapur, he listened to the story from a sage and just decided that Padmavati was the culprit. He immediately ordered her exile without even investigating it and he questioned her character even. So for me, I think the major culprit is the King of Karnapur." Betal smiled and said, "Absolutely right, King Vikram. But since you opened your mouth, I'm gone." hence repeated the whole process of King Vikram heaving Betal on his shoulders and starting the journey again. So Betal began the third story. So this story is of Ayodhya's king Veerketu. The king was a little tense for some days since there was a thief who had rampaged his kingdom and no one was able to catch him. So the king decided that he would himself disguise as the thief and try to nab him. Meanwhile, there was a rich girl named Manna who used to live in the same kingdom. She was quite infamous because she rejected a lot of qualified men as her suitor. One day she met a young man who impressed her with his physical abilities and acrobatic talents. He had an innocence and a jovial nature about him which really impressed Manna, and she decided to marry him. Then the same night, the king disguised as thief met the rampaging thief, who was actually the same young man who had met Manna. They both became friends, and then the thief revealed that he actually wanted to be a soldier in the king's army, but the deep level corruption in the army prevented him from achieving his aim. Hearing this, the king revealed his true identity and nabbed the thief. On the day of the trial, Manna's father vowed to protect the thief at any cost because he was the man that his daughter wanted to marry. Hearing this declaration, the thief started to laugh and cry simultaneously. On the other hand, the king tried to find how deep the corruption was going in his army, and he was shocked to find that many of his generals and his officials were actually involved in the corruption. Finding this out, he immediately ordered the sacking of all his corrupt officials and released the prisoner immediately and instated him as his commander. Finishing the story, Betal asked King Vikram, "So now, my dear king, tell me, why did the thief laugh and cry at the same time after hearing Manna's father's declaration? Tell me fast, or your head will break into 1,000 pieces." The king thought for a bit and said, "Dear Betal, the thief cried because he had thought that he couldn't repay the deeds of Manna and her father because now he was going to be hanged. And he laughed because he couldn't believe his luck that Manna would agree to marry him over other qualified suitors despite his profession." Betal, hearing the king's response, laughed and said, "Absolutely right, my king, but since you opened your mouth, I'm gone again." So this was today's Katha. Until next time,